The Kansas City Chiefs have one of the most diverse offensive attacks that we have ever seen in the NFL. And one aspect of their game that is super underrated is their under center offense. This is full of a diverse run game to churn up yards on the ground, then a hard play action game to pick up deep explosive gains down the field, and then some really good drop back pass options. Now in today's video, we are breaking down three formations: singleback wing flex, singleback deuce Y flex, and singleback tight Y off, and these are all in the Chiefs playbook. Now the first reason to add some under center to your offense is the diversity that you can use in your run game. You can have pulling guards to blow up defenders, and you can establish a much more powerful, tough to stop offense. And the first run play we are looking at today is quick pitch in singleback deuce Y flex. This play will start with an auto motion over with your tight end, and at the snap he will get out in front to pick up defenders. Then we are also going to have our tackle pulling and getting out in front as well. You want to run with patience and let your blocks set up downfield, and when they engage, you can fire upfield and get some really big pickups. This can be a super explosive run play. If your blockers can pin the whole defense inside, you can turn the corner and bust it up the sideline for huge pickups, and this can lead to a ton of big plays. Now another reason to move to under center is our ability to get bigger personnel groups on the field. So in the three sets we use today, two of them will be using 12 personnel, with wing flex close having 2 tight ends, 1 running back, and 2 wide receivers. Then the same personnel grouping with singleback deuce Y flex, but with our number 1 tight end actually playing in the slot in this formation. Then in singleback tight Y off, we will have 11 personnel. This will be more similar to our gun looks with 1 tight end, 1 running back, and 3 wide receivers. Now to work off of our pitch, we have the play HB counter in singleback deuce Y flex. Here we'll have that same auto motion from our tight end across the formation. Then this will really get the user to think it's a pitch, and he will start working to that side, but then we are going to counter back the other way, and we will have our tight end and guard out leading the way. And once again, you want to be patient and let them get their blocks, then explode out from behind them and get downfield and start racking up yards on the ground. This is an excellent run to work in off the pitch, and you can really get the defense overplaying to the pitch side, and this can lead to a ton of big pickups on the ground. Then once you get the run game going, these under center formations allow you to access a play action game that just isn't possible at a shotgun. We can suck down linebackers and safety with the run, and then get deep posts and crossers in behind them, and you can pick up huge explosive pass plays. The first play we're looking at is PA counter shot in deuce Y flex, and this is a great cover 3 1 play bomb. And to set this up, have our inline tight end to the short side, then we want to put him on a streak and motion him across the field. Now this will be the same motion as our pitch and counter, so it is going to work great off of them. And then after we snap the ball, we'll have this hard play action fake, and we will have our tight end breaking down the field, and he's going to hold that safety into the middle of the field. Then this deep post will cut off in behind him, and the corner on the short side is going to stay shallow, and you can bomb them over the top for a huge explosive pickup versus cover 3. Then after the snap, if we see they switch to a cover 4 or a cover 2 defensive look, then we can look to the wide side of the field, and we have this deep cross and out route. Now we can read the flat defender, and he should stay down on the out route. Then you can just fire this deep crosser in over his head for a really big gain. Today's video is a part of my Chiefs West Coast spread offense, where I'm recreating their scheme and showing you how you can run it in Madden 23. And I'm also going to be adding my own variations to make sure it is as effective as possible in Madden. The Chiefs have put together one of the most explosive offenses the NFL has ever seen, while being led by their 3-headed monster with Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce. And they have one of the most creative offensive minds of all time with Andy Reid at the helm. Now, if you want to check out everything else that has been released for this offense so far, I'll leave a link for the full playlist down in the description below. But the play action off of your run game doesn't just have to be for huge deep shots. It can also allow us to attack the intermediate areas of the field in behind their linebackers and hook defenders. The next play action play we have is PAY drag wheel in singleback wing flex, and this is a great way to attack the intermediate areas versus zone coverage. Here we want our 2 tight ends to the wide side, then take the outside tight end and put him on a streak, then take the outside receiver on the wide side and put him on a streak also. Now on this play, we will have a hard play action fake, then you will see our tight end is going to drag across the field, and once he gets to about the hash mark, he's going to wheel up the field, and the flat defender won't turn and run with him, and then this outside receiver will run off the deep blue defender, and you can throw this into the pocket for a really big explosive gain down the field. This route is one of the best in the game at getting in behind zones, and as long as you have time in the pocket, you will be able to pick up a ton of big plays down the field. And if at the snap you see the user starts to run with the drag wheel, or if the deep blue defender jumps down on it, then we have this deep crosser going to the other side of the field, and we'll have a clear out from our tight end, and you can fire this in behind the flat defender for another big gain. Then this play is also a great match match coverage beater. Here the setup is the same, but instead of putting the outside receiver on a streak, you just want to leave him on his post route. Now after the snap, you'll see the receivers from the post and the streak will get matched by their deep coverage. Then when this drag wheel breaks up the field, he will be wide open and you can fire this in for a huge play. And this is a great way to pick up big explosive plays versus match coverage. Then we have PA flood and tight Y off, and this is another great way to get in behind zone defenders with your play action. Here we want to have the deep crossing route to the wide side. Then we want to motion over the receiver on the other side and put him on a streak. Then take the tight end who is left on that side and put him on a streak as well. Now here we'll have another play action fake. Then we want to look to the wide side of the field and we will see our running back in the flat, and we have an out route coming in behind him. So we just want to read that flat defender, and if he stays shallow, then you can throw this out route in over his head, and this can be a really nice pickup. Then if the flat defender stays back, then we can check it down to the running back underneath and let him make a play in the open field with the ball in his hands. Then if that side of the field is taken away, then we have this deep crosser going to the opposite sideline that will get in behind their hooks and flats for another really nice pickup. This is a great way to go away from the flow of our offense, have this deep crosser sneaking out the other way, and this will add a ton of balance to our offense. Now if you want to unlock even more for this scheme, you need to check out my website, Scheme Kings. Up right now is part 2 of this video where I give you 8 more plays out of these 3 formations to give you so many more options to attack the defense. It includes a really explosive run play, some great man beating options, and just a ton of other great ways to attack zone coverage. Then up on Scheme Kings are all of my past schemes like my ultimate mobile QB offense, my Alabama Nick Saban defense, and my series where I count down the top 5 offenses in NFL history. So if you want to check out Scheme Kings, I will leave a link for it down in the description below. Then out of these under center looks, we can still work in some really great drop back options where we can utilize our tight ends and our running backs and get them involved in our pass game. First, we want to look at the play mesh spot in wing flex close, and this is one of my favorite ways to attack zone coverage in the Chiefs playbook. For this play, have the 2 tight ends to the short side of the field, then there is no adjustments, just run as is. Here, the first place I like to look is the running back out of the backfield, and if the flat defender on that side is dropping way back, then I will just quick throw this in and let our running back pick up those easy yards that they are giving us. Then we can also look to the middle of the field, and we will have our mesh concept with our 2 drags, and we will have our tight end spot route coming in behind them, and this will create a great triangle read in the middle of the field. And if the flats are staying back, you can just go to whichever drag is more open, fire it in, and let them rack catch and pick up some yards up the field. Then if the flats stay down on the drag and the user leaves, then the whole middle of the field will open up, and we will have this spot route sitting down versus zone coverage, and this is a great option to pick up some really nice yards over the middle. This route does an amazing job of finding the soft spot in their zones, and it will really force their user to stay home or it will be open all day. Then lastly, if post snap we see a single high cover 3 safety, then we have this post route that is going to break open over the middle of the field, and you can just fire this in front of the safety and you can pick up a really nice gain over the middle of the field. Then we have the play slot cross in wing flex, and this is a great play to attack man coverage. Here have the tight end to the short side of the field, and then once again there is no adjustments on this play. Our first read here is going to be the tight end on the corner route, and I have short and elite on this player, and as he cuts out you will see it activate, and he's going to get amazing separation, and you can just fire this in as he breaks for a really big pickup. This is one of the best man beating corner routes I have used all year, and after he breaks he will get huge separation basically every time. Next we have the deep cross from our slot, and he will once again get really nice separation over the middle, and if the user stays shallow, this is going to be a great second option for a big play down the field. Then if at the snap you see the user leaves the middle of the field and starts to run with that deep cross, then we have the backside dig attacking the middle, and he's going to get really good separation, and this is a great third option. Then lastly we have the other tight end on a drag going to the opposite sideline, and he will run away from linebackers, and you can fire this in for your 4th man beating option on this play. Now these under center looks will be great to pick up chunk yardage, but to really use this Chiefs scheme to its full potential, then you need to understand what makes them so special. And I broke down how they combine the West Coast quick pass game with the college spread offense, and then threw in the deep vertical pass game to create the best offense in the NFL. So if you want to learn how you can combine all of those offenses together and use them in this Chiefs playbook, then you need to check out this video right here.